So I want to start a home care agency, but should I pick a franchise or should I start my own agency? Well, I'm here to tell you 3 reasons not to become a franchisee. And it might work for some people, but I'm here to tell you the biggest reasons why I chose not to go with a home care franchise. Number one is there's major restrictions on programs and marketing. So with my private agency, I've been able to adjust pricing. I've been able to adjust programs, my marketing. I can market with whoever I want. And there's no restrictions on that whatsoever. I don't have to go to my franchise and, get approval on that. It's my business. I would rather, make the changes as I see necessary. I'm the boots on the ground. I'm speaking with these people. I feel like I know what's best for my agency. So I don't have to go to corporate headquarters in a different state. So it's much easier to implement, whatever programs you want to do, whatever you think might work out. You don't have to get that approval. And number two is limited growth and territories. So with a franchise, you're buying a territory and, it's really dependent on your area. It's usually dependent on population, depending on your franchise. But let's say you build this home care business. And you build you're doing super well and you want to expand into the next market. When you go to your franchise and you say, yeah, I'd like to expand over here, and they say, well, you can't do that because Jane Doe over here owns that territory. You can't expand into that territory. Oh, well, maybe I'll go west. And you talk to them about out west. No, unfortunately, Tom Jones has that territory over there. So there's no way that you can expand that way. And with a private duty agency, you have no limitations. You can go in wherever your clientele is, wherever you're getting a lot of leads coming in from. You can put an office there, a satellite office, anything you want. So there's no limit on growth in territories with a private duty agency, but there absolutely is with a franchise. And then the third reason is the ongoing royalties. So that's not even including, the roughly $35,000 startup fee just to buy into a franchise, but you have about a 4% average of ongoing royalties. So you're paying 4% of your revenue every year for the lifetime of your business. You're paying roughly 1.5% for national ads and 2.5% for local ads. So that's another 4%. So right away, you're 8% that you're paying your franchise in revenue. And we're talking about a market where 7% is the average net profit margin at the end of the year. And that's for the average agencies. We try and teach a lot, to really increase your margins past that. We're looking for double that, with our course. But that's the actual average, which is extremely sad, unfortunately. So that's 8%. You also have a roughly, it's a little under $5,000, $4,700 annual renewal fee. So you have to keep renewing that franchise, even though you've already bought into it. And every franchise is a little bit different. So they're going to be, they're going to have a little bit different numbers and things like that. But this is kind of, just a general average. And also, there's also just additional funds required for franchises. So some of them require that you have so much money to continue building your business, which is a smart thing. You want to make sure that you have that. But to me, it's, why wouldn't you spend all that money you're giving this franchise to build your own brand? With the proper training, you do not need franchise support. With something like our course, you can come in and get that same support. And, the only thing you're missing is the nationally recognized brand name. But I assure you that does not matter. It's almost refreshing. When I talk to my referral sources, it's almost refreshing that we're selling, personalization. I personally own this agency. And, it's almost works to our advantage when we're marketing. So for example, you have a $1 million a year agency. Let's say your first year and a half, you're pulling in $1 million a year. The fees you're paying are around $84,000, and that's not including your original franchise fee. Do you want to be giving away $84,000 for every million you make? Now imagine you had a $4 million agency. So after, let's say, 5 years, 3 to 5 years, you have a $4 million a year agency. Your fees are around $340,000 per year. So when you add up the costs of an agency that's actually been built and growing, the costs are astronomical. They kind of hook you with, okay, we have this low startup fee and everything. But when you really start to, price out the different, the different royalty fees and marketing costs, renewal fees, the costs are just astronomical. And the last thing I want to tell you is this is a people business. A name of an agency is only going to carry you so far. This is 95% of the marketing we do is, a relationship that myself or my salesperson has built with, some of these other referral sources like the skilled nursing, assisted living. It's all about relationships. They could care less about your name. This is a one-on-one relationship industry. And unfortunately, the franchises, they're not going to give you that information, but that's my take on it. It's my opinion. Do your research, get all the information. But that's kind of my take on it, and take it or leave it. So I really appreciate you stopping by, and thanks a lot.